most out of your time at work with Karen Gately. Leadership and People Management Specialist.
Welcome along to the show this morning, Karen. And just first of all, are you okay?
I am, but thank you for asking.
Good.
I really do appreciate it.
Very good to hear. Of course, Are You OK Day just around the corner, happening on Thursday. And it's a great opportunity to just check in with the people around you, yeah?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. You know, I think the starting point is to appreciate that there are a lot of people struggling. You know, something like 20% of our working population at any given point in time is battling depression, battling anxiety and, you know, other mental health challenges that, you know, make just getting out of bed hard, let alone coming to work, let alone performing. So I think that, you know, empathy is a great starting place to realise that it's very real for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And, if we can look around and ask people if they're okay, that can make a very big difference.
Well, Thursday is going to be a great opportunity to remind us that that is a really good thing to do. But, of course, that is a difficult conversation to have. So if you are looking to ask someone, are you okay, what are the signs you should look for before you do that?
Yeah, look, I think the common one is a change in behaviour, you know, where people just don't quite seem themselves. So they might seem, on edge, they might be struggling to focus, they might be just unpredictable in terms of their moods, you know, and anything that gives you an indication that they're just not in a happy space on a pretty consistent basis, I think is reason to ask the question.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, people can choose as to whether or not they want to open up,
Yeah.
they want to share, but if we can approach them with empathy and say, hey, look, you know, I've just noticed that you're not quite yourself lately, are you okay? Most human beings are going to appreciate that in my experience.
What if it is someone, though, that you aren't particularly close with, you know, you're not necessarily working in close quarters with them? How do you approach that?
Look, I think that can be even more powerful, right? You
Yeah.
can think from the individual's perspective that all of a sudden somebody that they don't spend a lot of time with reaches out and asks a question. It can be really impactful to not only feeling that, you know, people can see you and that people care, but, you know, also in terms of being able to demonstrate that, you know, there is support if you need it. So whilst it can be a difficult conversation, especially as you said, if you don't know the person, I think just approaching them with that compassionate attitude and question, who knows, you know, it may not be that they respond to you, but they might actually then go and see their doctor or go and get help
Be
from
the
somebody
trigger
else.
they need, yeah.
In the workplace,
exactly.
in the workplace, it's such an interesting balance because it's not like it's a fully personal relationship. You are in this corporate environment. So if you are to ask someone, you're going to get one of two responses generally, I would say. One might be like, I'm not too bad or I'm fine, and the other one is, maybe I'm not okay. And what do you do in each circumstance? Because both of them create their own obstacles.
Yeah. Look, I think the first response, then, you know, what I would come back with is, okay, well, I'm glad to hear that you are. As I said, I just noticed that you didn't seem yourself. Please don't hesitate to come and reach out to me if, you know, if things aren't okay. And then you leave it, you know, you let the person walk away.
So don't push it.
No, you can't push it because you can't force them to have the conversation. But again, if you have further reason down the track to observe it again, reach out again. And unless you get a very firm no, leave me alone, you know, I think it's worth inquiring. The person who says, no, I'm not okay, you know, my response to that would be, well, I'm really glad you've told me that. And, you know, there are lots of things you can do to get the support that you need. So, you know, I'd be encouraging that person to see their doctor, to certainly if you've got an HR department, to reach out to them, whether or not there's an employee assistance program or other ways in which the employer can help. You know, I think it's crucial to remember that, you know, whilst you may not be really close to these people, it can still have a huge impact on the rest of the workforce when people aren't well. I had a very sad example last week. I was in a workshop and a member of one of the participants shared that their colleague the previous week had committed suicide, and they had no idea that that person was feeling the way that they were. And look, and the flow on impact to the rest of the team has just been, as you can imagine, huge.
Oh, devastating.
Absolutely devastating.
Traumatic.
This is someone they're spending every day with, and and they didn't realise. So, let's just be courageous. Let's have courageous conversations.
Yeah.
And let's reach out and see whether or not we can help. As we've said, we can't always, but it might be, the prod that it takes to get that person to look after themselves and get the help they need.
Yeah, and you won't be kicking yourself down the track
For
that
sure.
you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
If this has brought up anything for you, if you are in need of some assistance, you can call 13 11 14 Lifeline anytime. They're always there for you. Karen, thank you so much for joining us this morning and getting us across Are You OK Day.
Thank you for having me.